Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I just want to say thanks to everyone who's still subscribed from last time. You probably didn't even realize you were still subscribed, but thanks anyway. And for those of you who aren't subscribed, if you think that you'll benefit or you'll learn something from this content that I'm going to put out, then I'd appreciate if you like the video and you subscribe as well. So in my upcoming videos, I'm pretty much just going to be talking about, I'm going to be explaining how to do certain exercises and adding my own touch in there in the sense of explaining the cues that I use and just little tips and things like that you might find useful. So if you think that you'll benefit from that, then yeah, like the video. And I think in the coming months, I might put out content with regards to like what I eat, because I'm a vegetarian. I started my transformation from 2015 because essentially I was the same height then as I am now. So all the weight gain that I've made from 2015 to now is basically purely from the gym. Before we get into that, I just quickly want to talk about expectations on Instagram and stuff. So why I want to talk about this is because obviously you're about to see a transformation, and there's so many transformations that you see on YouTube, on Instagram, and I want a lot of people to realize that I think people should just be a bit mindful of what they're watching and sort of what content that they're taking in, because I think a lot of the time what's happening is that you're viewing a transformation and then maybe you're feeling like bad because you didn't get those sort of results. And the reason why I want to say that is because there's a lot of transformations out on YouTube and on Instagram that are just not realistic, like 30-day transformations, 60-day transformations, like 1-year transformations. Like, now granted, like there are some cases where obviously it is possible naturally, and in a lot of those cases they're already like trained individuals. We won't get into the specifics of that, but in most cases it's people that are on steroids, and they're trying to promote a brand, they're trying to promote their own clothing brand, whatever it may be. Now I'm not tarnishing anyone that does take steroids. Like, that's up to you. And a lot of those people who do take steroids do actually train really hard in the gym and do work out really hard. So I'm not discrediting them for that at all. But all I want to say is just be mindful for who and what you're watching. I think the best person to compare yourself to is yourself. So like when you watch these transformations, like you shouldn't feel disheartened on sort of your own results, and realize that a lot of these transformations, apart from this one, are not natural expectations. So we'll start off with the first clip. Kicking it all off back to the summer of 2015, weighing in at a whopping 60 kg. So I hadn't started training at this point, but it's just an idea to show you what I look like. Again, I still hadn't started training at this point, but these are sort of my before photos because I knew I wanted to start training. So I pretty much started end of December, start of January. These photos are so cringy to look at, but I will say I'm glad I did take them to give me an idea of pretty much what I started off with. So as you can see, pretty much within 6 months I'd gained 8.5 kg, so quite a bit amount of weight gained. And I'm squatting pretty much body weight here. I think there's 67.5 kg on the bar. So I'd say that's quite decent. I'm pretty much squatting body weight for reps with good form as well. I'm not like wrapping up knee sleeves and a belt and stuff. So I think I'd say I'm quite impressed. I'm quite happy with the form that I used throughout. I think I did spend a lot of time trying to research everything, research exercises and form, and trying to make sure that I was using good technique. So I wouldn't really say that I'd change a lot. Obviously there are things that I would change, but nothing drastic. In general, I'm happy with the form that I was using. Can see a bit clearer now my holiday to Menorca, the physique that I was working with. You can see I put more size on like the shoulders and the chest area as well. In general, you can see that I would say that I was always happy with the progress I was making. I was never not satisfied. Yeah, this is basically the peak of my bulk at uni in December time, and this was pretty much the leanest I'd ever been, and probably have ever been in my whole training career. A whole year later, we got a completely different story. It's peak, but it is what it is. I'm actually really glad it happened. It changed up my whole mindset. Pretty much for the whole of 2017, I didn't get to train. I had a bad injury, a really bad shoulder injury at the start of 2017. Put me out for the whole year. Like I said, I am glad to have had it because it changed my mentality on a lot of things. It sort of gave me the wake-up call that I needed, really. But that can be a whole nother video in itself. But yeah, so my physique had definitely changed quite drastically at this point. I'd lost a lot of muscle mass and essentially gained fat. So although it looks like there is some shape there still, a lot of it was just sort of fat mass really, and the remnants of muscle memory. But yeah, so this was the start of me getting back to the road to recovery, basically getting back into the gym and trying to work around my injury. Shout out to the OGs that remember these clips that I'm putting up. I pretty much used it in my first YouTube channel, but sadly you guys never got to see the progress afterwards, but now you can. Bam, 6 months later, 5 kg's been gained, happy with the progress, and switched gyms as well. So I literally went next door, from Exercise for Less to Pure Gym. Maybe that's why I made more gains, I don't know, who knows. Beard's grown more, hair's grown more, life's good. So I know it looks like in this clip that I've lost size, but I genuinely haven't. I think it's genuinely just because my arms are really long and I'm just like, arms are quite lanky, to be honest. So I don't know, but yeah, from the previous clip I haven't lost any size. It's just a better angle in the previous clip, a bit of catfish going on there. But this is pretty much what I was working with. Throwback to going to LA. That was a mad experience. The best part about it was training in Gold's Gym, literally Gold's Gym, Venice Beach. This wasn't Gold's Gym, as you can probably tell, but that was a crazy experience. And for those of you who know me, know that I wake up really early and stuff, and literally got there and missed Arnold by 20 minutes. So how early does this guy train? But what a legend. We're looking at the peak of my bulk here in the winter of 2018, training at the uni gym. Throwback to the uni gym. I did like that gym. Doing some tricep extensions, definitely put on a lot more size on the arms here. So only a few months have passed at this point, but as you can see, I look a lot leaner. Again, don't forget the lighting plays a big role, but I definitely have gotten a bit leaner at this point, but yet my weight stayed the same. So that's just an indication not to always trust the scale, because you can sometimes recomp. Moving forward to the summer of 2019, what a great experience this was. Managed to be able to travel to Kuala Lumpur and Thailand. So I was so blessed to be able to have the opportunity to do that. But during this time, yeah, I wasn't focused too much on my training. I was just trying to maintain my physique. The lighting's not really doing me justice in this clip, but I was definitely stronger than in the previous clips. But yeah, obviously I wasn't able to excel in my physique or anything like that, as I was relaxing on holiday, eating out lots. So that's why I gained a tiny bit of weight. And we finally crossed the 80 kg barrier. So big point for me. So I was really happy. For me, it wasn't just about gaining weight though. It was also about gaining weight and still looking decent as well. Like I know I'm not crazy lean or anything like that, but I just didn't want to be too fluffy basically. So I'm just happy with the physique that I reached here. Obviously everyone knows what happened during the lockdown and everything like that, but all I can say is that I was really blessed to be able to train and get some equipment in time and just literally be able to train with equipment. I'd say really with the equipment that I had, I could actually maintain and even develop my physique further, which I would say that I did. So this lower weight that you see, 80 kg, as opposed to 83.5 back in December, that's not from a loss of muscle or anything like that. My strength went up, well, not drastically, but I managed to maintain my strength and even go up a little bit in strength. But essentially what I did was during this period was, because I knew I didn't have access to all the equipment that I would have liked, and I didn't have access to every single exercise that I would have liked, I pretty much just focused on key movements that I wanted to get better at, and I focused on being in a slight deficit. And so what this basically did was it sort of helped me recomp. For those of you who don't think recomp is possible, well, pretty much here's proof of it. So I managed to lose a tiny bit of fat, gain a bit of muscle, even though my weight's down. So my strength went up, everything pretty much went up. And that's pretty much where we're at now.